I have put hundreds of hours into my rivals, playing all three roles, Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist, to their very limit. And yet, none of the 51 other characters at the time of this recording captivated me more than Ilyana Rasputin, also known as Magik. So, I made it my mission to put in ungodly amount of hours into our favorite Russian mutant for the goal of informing you whether you should play her or not. If you enjoy productions like this, I would very much appreciate if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my TikTok. And with that being said, let's get started. I have been playing Marvel Rivals since Season 1, and originally I was a flex player before the OTB virus hit my system. I started off mainly on Magik Should because I came from a shooter background, mainly playing Apex and COD, so I intrinsically went towards the range characters. That is until I stumbled upon Magik. Now, originally I was intimidated by her up close and aggressive playstyle, but she looked cool and had swag, so I picked her up. I feel like we forget that a character design is a perfectly good reason to start playing them. Jeff could be the best character in the game. I still wouldn't play him because he's a swagless ass nigga. Same for Thor. I'ma be honest with y'all. Thor's weapon completely brings down the character for me. I just can't see myself hitting people with that tiny, blocky, auraless hammer. Mjolnir is the worst weapon in fiction. NetEase, please give us a Stormbreaker skin. That weapon is infinitely cooler, but I digress. Magik, on the other hand, oh nothing, she's just a teleporting mutant swordsman that's also a sorcerer. That is swag! That is aura! NetEase, please add more characters like Magik. It'll bring way more players into your game than fucking Devil Dinosaur. So we already established that Magik is aura, Magik is swag, but not only that, she has a really fun moveset. So for those who do not know, she is a dive slash brawl hybrid, which basically means that she can be effective in the front line as well as the back line. And I really like the flexibility of being able to choose which part of the fight I want to influence. When I play other divers, for example Black Panther, a lot of the times if their backline's well protected or on anti-dive characters, I feel like I'm playing sit in a corner and watch simulator, Sneako simulator, Adam 22 simulator, because I couldn't affect the frontline fight. Magik, on the other hand, could brawl tanks like Strange and Magneto just as well as she could dive supports like Mantis. She is also a combo reliant character, which I grown to love since it reminds me of the old fighting games I used to play as a kid. I love the way her sword feels as well. The animation and sound work are definite standouts. Video games a lot of times don't match how the sword feels like and the sword itself. Take Ike for example. In Smash Ultimate, he has this long ass broadsword, yet moves on his kit like forward air feel weak as shit and don't kill until surprisingly late.
It. It feels okay, but this is the obligatory part of the video where I complain about how much better it felt to connect and brawl.
Magik, in my opinion, doesn't have that problem. The gripe I have is that her sword has major fall off for some reason. I think that's fucking stupid, but it gets cancelled out by the fact that she has the coolest ult in the game. It feels so powerful and heavy. It takes so much skill to operate, but so rewarding when you do put in that work. And like, don't get me wrong, I be getting hold the instant I pop ult, but when I get that 6k, when you team wipe, bust everywhere. Now, we get to what a lot of you probably think is the most important section. I already hear what you're thinking. Say, is this character even good? Are you trying to sell us on an F tier character? No, I don't think Magik is bad. My true, honest opinion about her is that she is the most balanced character in the game. Let me explain. How her kit is designed with her good not great mobility, invincible frames with her portals, and shields she gains by hitting enemies, Magik has a lot of outplay potential. While I will say she has a little bit of a skill floor due to her wonky portal movement, I think once you have a good grasp of her kit, she dominates low ranks as players tend to get overwhelmed by the amount of pressure she produces. This is not to say she struggles the higher you climb, she just becomes a more niche character, like most characters in this game as players start to play counters for her. Generally, the characters she struggles the most into are high burst gun characters that force her to contest them while having close quarter options. Think Bucky with hook and uppercut, Cyclops with his dash backwards, and most notably Elsa Bloodstone with her dashes and traps. Outside of the gun character, she can play into pretty much any other comp due to her versatility. In short, she's like a mid B tier character that can be like an A minus if you put a lot of time into her. I mean, look at Kingsman and Pick and Roll. They're monsters. And so, we get to the question of the video. Should you play Magik? And my answer is yes, but don't OTP her. While this character, in my opinion, passes the fun and character design test with flying colors, in this meta we're in at the time of this recording, Elsa's too prevalent, Bucky's too prevalent, and ranged characters in general are too prevalent to consistently win high ranked games only playing Magik. With that being said, the situations where she's good in, you can be great in. What keeps me playing this character is her endless skill ceiling that allows for so much player expression. If you want a more up close and aggressive playstyle that has flexibility, I think she would be a great pickup. But if, let's say, you're a pussy that wants to shoot their guns from across the map, then this character is probably not for you. So, lesson of today is that playing Magik makes you a real nigga, and not playing her, well, you already know what I think. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this production. If you want to keep seeing productions like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel and or follow me on TikTok. With that being said, I'll see y'all later.